Welcome back, dear viewers, and you're still on the Nile Cruise on Nile TV International, celebrating this unique day, the Sinai Liberation Day. And Sinai is unique in the word as the site where the divine met the earthly. It's the land of the burning bush, the Ten Commandments, and the fight of the Holy Family. While its religious significance is etched into the history of the words, the three great faiths, it's also evolving into a modern sanctuary for the spiritual seekers for all the backgrounds. And joining us, Elsonny, known as the Egyptian nomad, a traveler who has walked these ancient routes to help us to understand why Sinai remains a beacon of the global soul. Hello and welcome, Amr, to the Nile Cruise.
Hello, thank
Pleasure
you.
having you.
Yeah, thank you.
Amr, can you tell me, Sinai is often called the land of the prophets. Why is this specific geography so central to the religious of the identity of the Muslims, the Christians, and the Jews?
Yeah, the thing is the geography itself, because Sinai it's central between the west and the east, and it connects the west with the east, especially with the prophet and the religion itself. Um, we know that Moses got the commandments of the 10 commandments from God in Sinai. So that's why it's very important to Jewish and also Christians, because it's the Holy Land, the holy trip for the Holy Family. It happens in Sinai. Also, the Muslims Sinai is very important to the Muslims because it was the connection that made um, the Muslim opened from El Hijaz to Egypt and the other west. That makes it very very important to the three religions.
Yes. Amr, also, as we know that Egypt holds a special place in the journey of the Holy Family, how does the Sinai portion of this trail contribute to its international religious appeal?
Yeah, this specifically because of the monastery of Saint Catherine Monastery, that makes Sinai very important with the historical religious, because the the monastery it contains a very very important documents and historical documents, and also uh, the Bedouin in Sinai who support and defend the monastery about centuries, we say, from any enemy or any wants to make it disappear or something. So Sinai contained the Christian holy book and the Christian documents, which they can go back and find um, whatever they want without any disputing.
Yes, and as you said that Saint Catherine Monastery is one of the oldest working Christian monasteries in the world. How does it continue existing, symbolizing the religious endurance and interfaith till today?
Yes, that's what we talk about. That the Bedouin in Sinai, they defend the monastery about centuries. So um, yeah, we can say we are the land of peace, because nobody could enter this monastery for centuries.
Yes, Amr, also every year thousands of people climb the mountain of Sinai till the sun rises. From the religious perspective, in your point of view, what's the significance of reaching this summit?
Yeah, here we can talk about the mountains in Sinai. This is the important one, because Sinai is not just the monastery and Sharm el Sheikh as simple, but Sinai has the most spiritual mountains. And also, I want to add something, because people as known it's just the Moses Mountain, which is Saint Catherine in Saint Catherine. It's a spiritual and it's very good trip to refill your soul, to go to the top of the mountain and see the sunrise from the top. It's very very spiritual and harmonic. But also we have a lot of mountains in Sinai, and also we have the Mount of Saint Catherine. Yeah,
This is
it's a big
where the
mistake.
people climb.
Yeah, there are two mountains. There is a big mistake that this is,
What's the difference between the
yeah,
two
between
mountains?
the two mountains.
What is the difference
Saint
between?
Catherine Mountain, it is the highest level mountain in Egypt, and it has the Church of Saint Catherine, which has the ring of Maria. It's very, very, very important to the Christians, and Moses Mountain, it's very, very important to the Jewish. Yeah, and we have on the top of the Moses Mountain, uh, despite it's very important to the Jewish, we have a monastery, a church on the top, and a mosque on the top. So it has the importance of Muslims, Christians, and Jewish as well.
Actually, how does the physical environment of Sinai, the harsh desert, the towering peaks, reflect the themes of the struggle of the revelation found in the holy books?
Uh, this is the issue, the connection between the soul and the nature. Sinai يعني can fill this uh, this soul relief. You know, uh, the holy trip for for the holy family, it's very hard and it's very meaningful. You touch this meaning when you camp in the desert, and when you go to the top of the mountain, you you feel like them. You feel that your steps on their steps. It's very spiritual. Yeah, yeah. You are in the spot which the Moses and Isa. You feel like you're with
A
them.
spiritual trip.
Yeah, you're with them.
Moving from the former religion to the border of the spiritual tourism, why do you think that people may not be traditionally religious are flocking to Sinai now?
People are coming to Sinai for this meaningful. They they need to reconnect with the nature. So Sinai, it didn't got this very development of being a city. That's the issue. Um, everywhere has a historical.
Character or something for the place?
th- they has the development of being have buildings, have a very high city demand, but Sinai until now, yeah, it's still nature, still just mountains and valleys and desert, which you can.
This is can bring us to the next question, where the modern life is incredibly noisy. How does the spiritual silence of Sinai wilderness act as a draw of international travelers seeking the inner peace?
Yeah, that's it, because you can camp and walk and hike and scramble and climb. You can connect with the nature. That's why Sinai is very important for the environment tourism.
Yes. Also, can the path of the prophets serve as a physical space for the interfaith dialogue, where people of different beliefs ask together toward a common spiritual goal?
Yeah, yeah, that's the issue. The prophets went to this place in the first place to connect with them with the God. So that's why it's very near to God, the land itself.
Also, we see that there is a lot of a rise in the wellness retreats in Sinai. A lot of spots there where people can go and see. How does the spiritual history of the land enhance the modern practice like the meditation and the yoga and something like that?
World now, they are going back to nature by retreats and yoga and silent retreats. There in Sinai, it's the very, very, very unique and one spot you can do these sports in very, very silent mood, and also not just the mountains and the desert and the valleys, also the sea in Sinai. We have a very, very beautiful sea, like Dahab, like Blue Lagoon. It's the spots you can hear nothing but the sea and the wind. That's very, very important to this sports. Yeah.
As you said that the local Bedouins have a very significant role in Sinai and have lived alongside these holy sites for centuries, as you said. How does their unique spiritual perspective on the land and value the visitors experience?
When you go,
Beside the St. Catherine Monastery and
yeah,
they
and the
try
defending,
to defending
yeah,
it.
when you go to Sinai, you find the Bedouin. Yeah, you find the difference between the Bedouin and the city guy. You find that the Bedouin, which with this type or with this lifestyle, they keep uh, be grounded. They keep connecting with the nature. That's why when you go there, you don't just have a trip or a tourism. No, you will get an experience to experience the way they live, to experience the way they make their food in a very simple way without any machines or something, you know. That's why the Bedouin makes Sinai a very special place, not just the land, but also the human being.
You've seen many destinations in the world, as you see that you traveled all around the world. It's in your point of view, is there anywhere else in the world that successfully merged the deep religious history with the kind of raw spiritual nomadic energy?
For me, and I really traveled a lot in Europe, in South Africa, in Asia. I I saw a lot, but what you feel in Sinai, you can't feel it everywhere else. يعني I swear, and not it's not my just my opinion. Yeah, I had the friends, they are nomads and they traveled a lot, and they always come to Sinai to feel this thing that they can't feel it anywhere else.
It's also for the traveler coming from Europe or from America, as you said, what's the spiritual takeaway that usually report after spending time in the heart of Sinai? What's their intake?
Yeah, they take the both, the desert experience, the sea experience, the very hot spots of snorkeling and diving like Dahab or Nueva or Taba. And also, I want to thank the government because they make it easy to get there by the airport of Sharm el Sheikh. They are now develop the airport of Taba, and also they are making an airport in Saint Catherine, which it will help this tourism, the environment tourism and holy and spiritual tourism a lot. We are seeking for this for years, and now it happens, and thank you for that.
Regarding the government and Egypt, how can Egypt ensure that the spiritual religious atmosphere of these sites isn't compromised by the mass tourism?
Yeah, that's the thing. They are develop the area, and they'll develop the holy place without making a very bad concrete buildings. That's why it will contain the spiritual feeling with the building of the mountain itself. They use the rocks of the mountain to build even the hotels. So you are in a hotel, but you feel like you are still in the mountain and the desert. Yeah.
During your own time as the Egyptian nomad, was there any specific religious or spiritual site in Sinai that changed your perspective on the region?
Of course, of course. The side of knowing Allah, you know, you feel when you camp and see the sky full of stars without any pollution of lightning or something like this, and also the sky there in the morning, it's very blue and it's very clear. That's why you feel that God saved this place to stay at itself. That's why
How can we position Sinai not just as a historical site but as the world's leading destination of this transformational travel in general?
yeah, that's the point, because always we have Sharm el Sheikh as a very famous city,
Yes.
and we just have Sharm el Sheikh, but we, we just have Sharm el Sheikh on a spot, but we have a lot of things beside Sharm el Sheikh to go and to enjoy. يعني I feel it would be wonderful if we put the spots on uh, the Saint Catherine as it happens now, on Dahab or Nueva, on even Abu Znema and Abordes. We have mining of manganese. It's very historical mining, and we have the uh, the valley of Etih, which the Jewish went there and they got lost for 40 years by the order of Allah. And we have a lot of things, but besides Sharm el Sheikh, and now it's the opportunity to make people know about this.
Elsonny, thank you so much for guiding us through the layers of Sinai history, and it's clear that whether through the lens of the faith or the search of the inner peace, the land continues to speak to the world.